All right, ready to launch another exercise? We're going to compare gravitational and kinetic energies again in this exercise as well. So we've got a mini launcher that actually that has elastic potential energy to begin with. Then it changes into kinetic energy. Then the gravitational energy. So what we want to do is launch it vertically. Now right now you can see that it's not being launched vertically, it's being launched horizontally. That's because I want to figure out what the initial speed is. I want to find out what the initial kinetic energy is coming out of this launcher. Then if I tip it upright and I let it go straight up in the air, I can predict how high it will go. So the first thing we want to do is figure out what the height of this is above the ground, and then how far it goes sideways, and then we can easily figure out the initial velocity, again, exactly the way we did before. The only difference is this time I'm only going to do one click because 2 clicks are, I'm not tall enough to do that. 2 clicks will go more than a meter above. So let's actually first measure the initial height. So you can see it's 0.896. 0.896 is the initial height. So now what we're going to do is see where it lands and measure the horizontal distance, just like we did in, let's see, there we go. So, there it goes, it's a little more, less fuzzy. The only difference is, I probably should move it a little closer because it's not going to move very far out. Let's see, it's probably, I'm only going to do 1 click this time instead of 2 clicks. Okay, so I've just clicked it once, and I'm going to watch really carefully where it lands. I'm going to put a piece of paper, I saw it, 1.5 meters. Okay, so I'm going to place a piece of paper with the carbon paper on top. Right there. Okay, so let's launch it sometimes and come back. Okay, 1, 2. Look at that, it's coming right back to me. Don't even have to run and out and get it. So you can see the random error. It doesn't always come back in the same spot it did. Hit. Okay, it didn't come all the way back. No. Oops, I think. How many times did I launch it? 5 times. I just want to make sure it's 5 times. Sorry about that. So I'm trying to remember how many times did I launch it so far? I think 4. 1, 2, no, 3. The ball comes back to me like a good little doggy. And the last one. Okay, so now let's go and measure off where the ball lands on the floor. So let's take off this. All right. So you can see the dots here. The only thing we need is to put the tape measuring on top. So all I have to do is move the tape measure on top of it. So hold on a little bit. There we go. Oops. They're very closely clustered together. Now this is really, so I make this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they're very, very closely clustered. So number 1 let's see, is 1 meter 50. This is 1.51 and this is 1.50. Number one actually is below that, so this right here is 1.49, 1.492, 1.494, 1.496. So this is 1.496. So let's do this bottom one right here. This bottom one is 1.504. That's 24. Then we've got this one over here. That's just a little bit more, 1.4506. This bottom one here is 1.510. And this guy right here is 1.512. Okay, we've got 1.496, 1.506, 1.512, 1.510, and 1.504. Average them out using the height, then use the formula that was provided, just like we did in lab number 4, to find the initial velocity, and your instructor will help you out.